I'm here to talk about books. My top 5 books so far this year. Okay, back up. Yes, I am here to do a little bit of a mid-year check-in. I'll be going over my top books so far this year in 2024. So I've read 18 books so far this year. I've had a pretty good year so far. I don't think there have really been any disappointments besides a few indie books because I was trying to give it a chance. But yeah, we're talking about the good ones today. I did decide to go with top 5. Now, I'm going to say the bottom 3 aren't really in any particular order, but the top 2 are a little bit. They're real contenders, I'd say. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so at number this wouldn't be a list if I weren't to add a little bit of a honorable mention, right? So the only reason this one isn't on the list is because I literally just finished it, like quite literally a couple hours ago. So I don't think it's entirely fair to have it on the list, and I don't think I really loved it. Yeah, that's going to be Will of the Many by James Islington. This one's super popular. Everyone loves it. Literally everyone loves it. They call it their favorite book of all time. I feel like everyone that has read this, I feel like it's gotten added to their top 10 of all time. I just finished it, like I said, so a little bit fresh, but I really did enjoy it. It was spectacular. I had a few issues here and there, but James Islington is a great storyteller, and that's what kind of drives the story. Everything else around it, like the characters were really solid. Everything was solid, but I think the story and the concepts he has are really what drives this. And book 2 is about to be insane. If you enjoy stuff like Red Rising, Name of the Wind, maybe even a bit of Harry Potter, read this. No one's not going to like this. Everyone's going to like this. It just depends on how much. You know, you may love it like everyone else, or you may just really enjoy it like me. But yeah, this one, it will be an honorable mention. Alright, now starting with the real list. Number 5, I'm going to go with The Eye of the World in Wheel of Time. I made a little video about this. I never thought I'd ever get to this series just because of how daunting it is. Truly daunting. Just a legend. But I really fell for this one. I didn't absolutely get my mind blown over it, but it gave me everything I wanted from Lord of the Rings. But this one was way better for me personally, just because I already knew the movies of Lord of the Rings. This one I knew nothing about. So I was completely caught off guard by everything happening. And it just felt like a cozy farm boy becomes hero type story. And I just really enjoyed it and really enjoyed the ride. I'm at the middle of book 2, kind of took a break from it. But still, this one was really enjoyable. I'm glad I finally did decide to start it. Okay. Now, number 4, I know I said for Will of the Many that I didn't want to have any recency bias kind of thing. But this one was different. Okay, Will of the Many, I was still a bit iffy just because of the hype around it. But I just recently finished Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castile. And man, this is everything I wanted from Kings of the Wild, but done way better. I still enjoyed Kings of the Wild, don't get me wrong, but this one was just so fun while still being really grim and just comedic. It just had so much, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily simple, but it's easy to understand. It's digestible. You're never really confused. Whereas, like, you know, a little bit with Will, the Mini kind of got slowed down just with his style of writing. But Sebastian, it's just so easy to read. Honestly, it's super enjoyable, and I really liked it, and I can't wait to get to the rest. But that's number 4, Trader's Blade. All right, and number 3 is gonna be Malice by John Gwynne. Another really big one, another really loved one, and this is kind of like traditional fantasy. You know, it's real. I don't know more to say. It is very traditional fantasy, kind of the same as Wheel of Time, just a little bit more modern take on it. But I don't know. It really caught me by surprise. I was trudging along towards like the first third. I was like, okay, this is solid. The middle was really good, and then like the ending really just, I don't know. It shocked me for some reason. It was a total surprise, and I just feel like it really ramped up, and a lot of things happened at once. And yeah, this was great. I actually killed the second book as well, but now I'm on book 3. Took another break. Sue me. Mood reader things once again. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is definitely a contender. And if I ever do, hopefully finish the rest of the series, I think it's gonna be one of my favorites for sure. It's just another really fun ride with just a lot of great characters, and you really feel for a lot of them. But yeah, Malice by John Gwynne at number 3. Alright, like I said, those bottom 3 were, you know, kind of in the mix. They were all pretty equal relatively. Of course, I enjoy them all for different reasons, but these top 2 are kind of above the rest. There's a pretty big gap in terms of how much I enjoyed these. So if you've seen some of my videos already, you might already kind of assume this, but there's been a bit of a change up. You may think this will be number 1, but it's not. Okay, so at number 2, we have, of course, Dune by Frank Herbert. I was obsessed with this book. The book itself was really good, great, whatever. You know, I loved it, of course, but it was more the world I fell in love with. I really just went on a rampage, trying to consume everything I could. I read the book once, then I listened to it, then I read Messiah in like a week. I listened to the audiobook for that as well. Just did a whole deep dive into podcasts, all that. I was obsessed with this world. I think it's one of the greatest science fiction stories of all time that has paved the way for so much, so much. But y'all know all that. Dune. Nothing more can be said about it. It is just such an important piece of fiction, and it's just beautiful all around. The world that Frank was able to create, and just the depth that it has. Okay, and you may be asking, why is this not number 1? Because something happened, okay? Something crazy happened. So number 2, Dune. And then at number 1, might shock you. This is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. This is freaking beautiful. This, of course, as you probably already know, this is about, you know, JFK, the JFK assassination. It is a time travel story. It is a romance story, slice of life, action, mystery, adventure, crime. It's everything. This book is literally everything. It has it all. I don't know how people couldn't love this. There's still some weird King moments where he, you know, if you've read King, you kind of know what I'm talking about. He does some questionable things sometimes. Just some things are usually kind of bogged down with how he goes about explaining relationships and all that. But despite all that, the romance, just the innocent, loving romance between the characters in this book, that enough. Everything that King is able to trap within a time travel story, something huge is happening. You know, we're literally trying to prevent things from happening in the past, but he interweaves this slice of life, heartwarming, tragic story all in the midst of that. King is the best character writer ever. He just sucks you in, and it's just so immersive. And this is a big book. You won't feel it much, okay? Like I said, there may be some parts, but you want to keep going. This is just such a near perfect story, in my opinion, and it blows me away. Definitely considering the other King books I've read haven't been that great, in my opinion. He's been a pretty middle of the road author for me. I feel like King misses a lot on endings. His biggest weakness, in my opinion. But this one, oh man. 11/22/63 is my favorite book so far in 2024. And it will probably be like in my top 5 list for the year, maybe even my top 10 list of all time, for sure. It just couldn't stop thinking about it. I really wanted to watch the show because I heard that was pretty good with James Franco, but they took it off Hulu, man. So I have no clue where to watch that. But yeah, that concludes everything for me. Those are my top 5 books so far. Mid-year check-in for y'all. I know I only really come around here for the big hitters, but what you gotta do, huh? That's all I got today. Hope y'all enjoy. Let me know what your favorites are this year. If you have any of the same, if you read any of these, definitely let me know. If not, I'll see y'all next time.